Welcome back to Rogue Fibers. Today I'm going to talk to you about my Kromski Sonata. This is a great little wheel. I purchased it about 2 years ago when I decided to learn how to spin on a wheel and move up from a drop spindle. This is a great wheel for beginners because it's super easy to put together. It folds up in a pretty compact manner, and the backpack case that it comes with makes it easy to take it almost anywhere. It's a double treadle, which means that you use both feet to spin your yarn, and that allows you to get a more even twist along all the length of your fiber that you might not get with a single treadle if you're a beginner. It has a Scotch tension, which means that it's, in my opinion, and I haven't used an Irish tension, but it means that it's easier to learn how to tweak your tension and get the wheel to work the way that you want it to. I'm going to show you some of my work and then come back and go into a little bit more detail about features of this particular wheel. So I'd like to talk to you about threading the yarn. You are going to load the bobbin with a leading yarn, and then you'll feed the yarn through the hooks on the flyer into the orifice, which starts back in the flyer and goes through the front maiden and then out. Right now I'm pointing at the yarn that's coming from my fiber, which I have hung on the orifice hook and wrapped around that and the tensioner. It's going through the orifice, out the hole that's located in the flyer. You can just see that in the metal piece up at the top. And then you can barely see the yarn. It's a pretty fine yarn, but it wraps over to the right and around that first hook. Each of the hooks are movable, and you can adjust where you're placing the newly formed fiber, or I'm sorry, the newly formed yarn on your bobbin. And so here I'm showing you just how to simply twist that. And you can see how it moves the direction of the yarn that's feeding onto the bobbin. Here's a close-up of the cross-lacing that I've done, and I'll talk to you a little bit about that. But the cross-lacing is great for these really fine yarns. This yarn that I'm spinning here is 80 wraps per inch, so when I ply it, it will be a lace weight yarn. This is a very thread thin fiber that I am drafting and spinning, and so you don't want a lot of tension, but you do want a lot of twist, and cross-lacing will allow you to put a lot of twist in your yarn, and the wheel will think that it has enough tension to pull the fiber up. So it gives you more control. In addition, each of the hooks on both sides can be positioned to feed the yarn exactly where you want it. This bobbin has been filled fairly evenly, which is pretty amazing. I don't usually fill my bobbin this evenly. I have these little dips and mountains where you can see the yarn is lining up with all of the hooks. That is cross-lacing. Here's another close-up of what that cross-lacing looks like with the super thin fiber that I'm spinning. And you just move up the hooks as you fill up your bobbin with the fiber. The break band on this, you'll see in just a second. I'm going to close up on the tension. There's no tension on the spring. That is what allows me to spin this super fine yarn without breaking it, because if the tension is too high, it will try to take up the yarn onto the bobbin and you won't have put enough twist on it, it will actually break the fiber. I used to have a twine brake band, but it broke, so I replaced it with just a random ribbon that I had in my stash. It attaches to the bobbin pulley and the mother of all base, and what it does is it makes the bobbin move at a different speed than the flyer. The bobbin will move in the opposite direction of your flyer, so when you're spinning in a clockwise motion, you will notice that your bobbin goes counterclockwise a little bit. This mother of all knob actually is what allows you to adjust the elevation on the spinning wheel and get it right where you want it, so you can be comfortable when you're drafting and feeding the yarn into the bobbin. This wheel has 3 ratios. I have a standard flyer, so you can see the different ratios. To spin this yarn, I use the smallest ratio, which is 6.7 to 1. It's great for thin yarns. It's great for getting lots of twist in a short amount of time. And then for this particular example, I'll use the middle pulley for plying. Now I'm showing you the bobbin rack. This is also the Lazy Kate, which is what I use it for. You just stick a little rod into those holes. It keeps the bobbin at a little angle, and then you can Navajo ply straight from that bobbin to the wheel. If you found this video useful, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this, let me know in the comments below and hit the subscribe button. You can check out some of my other videos here, and don't forget to join me on all the social medias as Rogue Fibers to see my latest projects. Thanks for joining me today. Until next time, make, create, go rogue.